First at 10, Oklahoma is in the international spotlight tonight after a lethal injection went wrong, causing one prisoner to die of a massive heart attack.
And people around the world are taking sides, calling Clayton Lockett's death everything from karma to inhumane.
This story is still breaking tonight. We can tell you that Lockett's body was brought to Tulsa for an autopsy, but it's now being moved to Dallas, where the medical examiner there will provide an independent report.
Today, Governor Fallin ordered a review of the state's execution protocols by a state agency. Depending on the findings, death penalty opponents say the Supreme Court could step in. News on 6 reporter Tess Money was the only Tulsa TV reporter allowed to watch the execution. And
tonight she has reaction from both families involved in this case. Tess?
Terry Scott, Clayton Lockett was speaking and shaking uncontrollably in the 45 minutes it took him to die. But we don't want the news of Lockett's death to drown out the story of Stephanie Niemann.
What people need to remember is we got a young girl, approximately 18 years old, had her whole life ahead of her, and it ended.
In June of '99, Stephanie Niemann had just graduated from Perry High School. Her parents say Stephanie was excited about heading off to college, and her pride and joy was her pickup. The night she was murdered, Stephanie and two of her friends were headed to a party where they were ambushed by 3 men, the ringleader being Clayton Lockett. Stephanie was beaten and bound, then put in her truck and driven to a field where Lockett shot her twice. Then he ordered his accomplice to bury Stephanie alive despite hearing her cries from the shallow grave. He later said he killed Stephanie because she told him she was going to call police. Former police chief Fred LaValle never got that call. Instead, he was there the day Stephanie's body was found.
I'm a Christian person with a lot of compassion. But knowing the case and knowing the fear and the torment and the pain that he put her through, I felt very little compassion.
In a statement, Stephanie's parents told the court Clayton Lockett not only murdered Stephanie, but is also responsible for the part of us that died along with her.
I feel compassion for his family. I feel compassion for her family, but I felt no remorse for him last night.
Lockett's stepmother says she hopes his death helps bring Stephanie's family closure, but wants the state to test the new lethal injection cocktail before the next execution.
I know it was to put him to death, but not to torture him. He did a bad thing. We recognize that.
He recognized that.
We all did. But it's a constitutional wrong. That's what we are fighting against.
Governor Fallin has ordered an independent review, which could eventually change the Department of Corrections protocols.
Stephanie's parents say their daughter hoped to one day go into law enforcement. We're told Stephanie's parents were at the execution, but they would have been in a viewing room shielded from the media. They have not issued any statements regarding the outcome and told the Attorney General they have no plans to address what happened in that execution chamber. Tess Money, News on 6.